So in this chapter we can see here nervous system, about nervous system. So what is nervous system? Nervous system consists of brain, spinal network and a huge network of nerves. Since the function of the nervous system to receive the information from the environment and the various body parts, stimuli, response and act accordingly through muscles and glands. Next here we can see the structure of nervous, neuron and neuromuscular junctions. Now we will discuss about what is neuron. A neuron is a nervous cell that carries electrical impulses. Neurons have a cell body, soma or cystone, dendrites and an axon. Dendrites and axon are nervous fibers. There are about 86 billion neurons, okay, in the human brain, which is about 10% of all brain cells. Alright, next we can see here neuromuscular junction. Now what is neuromuscular junction? Is a microstructure parent and a junction present at the junction. Okay, neuromuscular junction is a microstructure present at the junction of motor neurons and the skeletal muscles fiber. It acts as a bridge connecting to skeletal system and the nervous system. The neuromuscular junction is a chemical synapse. Okay, so the next is reflex action happens. Reflex action happens through the reflex arc, which is a neural pathway that controls the reflexes. It acts on an impulse even before it reaches the brain. Immediately, the spinal cord sends back signals to the muscles through the motor nervous neuron. The muscle attached to the sense organ move the organ away from the danger. Okay, so here we can see the image of reflex arc. Next we will discuss about the brain. So the brain is one of the largest and the most complex organ in the human body. It is made up of more than 100 billion nerves that communicate in trillions of connections called synapses. Okay, the brain is made up of many specialized areas that work together. The brain system is between the spinal cord and the rest of the brain. So the next is we can see here according to image the about the brain. So here their part are available also. Next we will discuss about forebrain. So the forebrain control the body temperature, reproductive function, eating, sleeping and the display of emotions. Okay, now we can discuss about the midbrain. Midbrain also called mesencephalon. Okay, mesencephalon, a region of the developing vertebrate brain that is composed of the tectum and tegmentum. Okay, the midbrain serves important functions is motor movement, particularly movements of the eye and in auditory and visual processing. Next we can talk about hindbrain. So the hindbrain, it is the control center for visceral function. Okay, as a result this part of the brain plays a role in controlling the heart rate, breathing, blood pressure, sleeping and walking up function, etc. Okay, the hindbrain has three parts, namely medulla oblongata, pons and cerebellum. Okay, next we can discuss about one of the most important function of the hypothalamus. So its hypothalamus is to link the nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland. The hypothalamus control body temperature, hunger, important aspects from parenting and attachment behaviors, thirst, fatigue, sleep and circadian rhythms. Okay, so next we can see here about the pituitary gland. So the pituitary gland is a part of your endocrine system. Its main function is to secrete hormones into your bloodstreams. These hormones can affect other organs and glands, especially your thyroids. Next we can talk about here nervous tissue cause action. So the nervous tissue cause action by the following ways: the terminal branches in the axon and dendrites releases the chemical secretions which are called as neurotransmitters in the synapse. Okay, the nerve tissue help in detecting the stimuli from internal and external environment. Next, we can talk about here what is coordination in plants. So, what is coordination in plant? Coordination is the ability to use different parts of the plant together smoothly and efficiently. In plants, coordination is due to the result of the chemical system, wherein plants hormones or photohormones have a major role. Okay, next we can talk about the immediate response to stimulus. Okay, the immediate response to stimulus is independent of growth. Plants use electrical chemical means to convey information, but it has no specialized tissue. Movement is done by charging shape, like in case of mimosa, touch me not plant. Okay, which take weak response of touch. So next we will talk about tropism. So what is tropism? Growth momentum which occur in response to unidirectional external stimuli and result in positioning of the plant part is the direction of stimulus are described as tropic movements. Okay, the response of an organism in the direction of a stimulus or away from it is called tropic movement or tropism. Next we will talk about hormone functions, various hormone and their functions. Here is a list different hormones along with their functions and their respective glands. Okay, so we can talk about hormone and their function. So the hypothalamus gland have antidiuretic hormone. Its function is regulate fluid balance inside kidney. Next, the pituitary gland hormone is growth hormone and their function regulates body growth. Okay, next the thyroid gland, their name is thyroxine gland hormone and their function is regulate body metabolism. Next is pancreas gland have insulin and glucagon hormone. Their function it regulates blood sugar level. Next is adrenal gland and the adrenal gland have epinephrine hormone. Their function is regulates heart rate and blood pressure. Next is testes gland. The hormone is testosterone and their function is development of an sperm and male characteristic. Next is ovaries gland and the hormone is estrogen and progesterone. The function is development of egg and female characteristic. So the next is hormones in animal. So hormones are chemically secreted by the endocrine glands which are carried by the blood to the respective gland organs to regulate certain physiological process. The organs on which the hormones act are known as the target organs. The target cells have receptor on their surface that recognize the respective hormones. Hormones in animal are secreted through two types of gland, namely endocrine gland. So the endocrine gland, these glands do not have duct and transport their secretions directly to the site of action through the blood. For example, adrenal glands, pituitary gland, etc. So next is the second is the exocrine gland. So these glands have duct to pass their secretions, for example, sweat, liver, etc. Okay, the next is we can see here the image of endocrine glands in human being, male and female both. Okay, this is male and this is female. So the chapter